What's up, guys? Welcome into Packers Total Access, the what we call this Victory Friday edition. Obviously, the Packers coming off a huge win against the Commanders. We're excited to dive into a lot of the details. Won't have time to hit on everything. Obviously, the PFF grades have not dropped. We've got just really kind of instant reaction across the internet as many people, many fans, NFL pundits, media members are starting to realize, hold the phones, boys. I think the Packers might be the real deal this year. So really excited to dive into it. We're going to give you guys a defensive update, talk about Micah Parsons a little bit, talk about Keyshawn Nixon locking some cats down last night. We'll also hit on a little Jordan Love, some statistics there, and how he's looking like early in the season, only 2 games in, but kind of favoring back half of 2023 Jordan Love. And then, of course, Tucker Kraft just absolutely dominating last night. Before we get into it all, though, if you guys would, let's do that YouTube stuff. Hit like, hit subscribe. If this is your first time tuning into PTA, welcome. Thank you for making us part of your morning. Listen, we're not experts here. We're not insiders. We're not media members. We are fans just like you, talking Packers on the daily. This is our normally a Victory Monday edition, obviously a Victory Friday edition coming off a Thursday Night Prime. But we do post-game shows, pre-game shows. We do film breakdown, the whole 9 yards. So if you're looking for that type of content, make sure you hit subscribe and make sure you click that bell icon so you're notified every time we go live. We got Jarrell Lee in the house with the super chat. Thank you so much, buddy. Says, happy Friday, PTA. Did you guys hear the Luke chants? They're calling Tucker Kraft the warlord. Go Pack, go. What is it that he and Ben Sims say? Have y'all seen that on the sound bites where they scream wars of God or something? Or
God's of war.
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah.
Absolutely awesome, man. Listen, may
your hammer be mighty. I think they
that's what it was. So listen, man, Tucker and I thought Musgrave had a good game too. Don't get me wrong. Tucker's one of those guys, you could see it last year. Like, Tim, we talked about it over and over and over, man. I mean, you just continue to watch the tape. He's always in the right spot. He seems to always be open. Now, you can argue that's LaFleur scheming, right? I can understand that if people look at it that way. But you've got to maximize the opportunities you get. And Tucker Kraft from day one has done that. He's always maximized those opportunities, Tim.
Yeah, absolutely. And what we're seeing is the culmination of all of that hard work and everything that he's put together since his rookie campaign. And now he's got the C on his chest and he's out here making plays, man. Tuck Norris is unstoppable. And it was a treat to get to see that last night. It really was. Got that tutter right in front of us, baby. Let's go.
Heck yeah, dude. What did you think about the energy there in the house? Was it awesome, man?
Oh, man. It was phenomenal. Such a treat, man. The last handful of games I've been to the last few years have not gone our way. So it's great to see the Packers protecting 1265 like we know they can and know they will. And it was just electric in there, man. It was an amazing time, man. As you can tell, I still barely have a voice from screaming my face off all night long.
Yeah, and they kind of set the tone early as an organization, too, for the night, man, honoring, obviously, the 9/11 victims, honoring, obviously, Charlie Kirk and that whole situation, the flags at half-mast. Everybody seemed to really embrace it. It was cool to see everyone come together. I love what the PA announcer said. The goal is to end all violence, violence, right? It wasn't just because this person or that person or this party or whatever. It's everything, guys. For one freaking race. It's not about black, white, Republican, Democrat. It's about coming together as a country, as a nation. I thought the Packers did a good job of spreading that message last night. Jacob, what do you think about Tucker Kraft? Man, he obviously here, as you can see, Bleacher Report putting it out, and everybody's talking about this Green Bay Packer team, Jacob. Tucker Kraft finishes the night with 124 yards receiving off of 6 catches and a tutter, and it never looked too big for him. It almost, to me, this kind of feels like, Jacob, I'm trying to think. I don't want to go to the Gronk level. It doesn't feel like Gronk. Stylistically, they're not a similar player. You know, Gronk was a freak. But I'm trying to think of who this reminds me of from a tight end standpoint. I'm having a hard time finding a comp. Maybe you got one, maybe you don't. But what do you think of Tucker Kraft here, man?
I mean, I'm over the moon. When we first drafted him, I had high hopes. First year, I had real high hopes. And then I had to start convincing people that he's a top 5 tight end in the league. Now, last year, I've been telling people that he's a top 3 tight end in the league. I sincerely think that he is up there. I mean, George Kittle's out right now with some injuries. Obviously, we got some younger guys, Brock Bowers and that sort of Trey McBride, guys that are really, really showing what they can do in this league. I think he's easily a top 3.
He was
and right now, starting this year, I mean, the guy's on freaking fire. He's got to have almost 200 yards receiving, 2 tuds, separation he gets, the way that he's not just like you said, it's a hard comp because he's not just a blocking tight end. He's not just an inline tight end. He's not just a gadget tight end. He's not a guy that you throw in the slot. He does everything, and he does it really good. And he does it while being epitomizing what it means to be a team leader, a team captain, a community guy. I mean, you knew that from the days back in the day when he decided, I want to stay in South Dakota versus when he's got offers from freaking Alabama.
Right.
A guy that has a loyalty, a faith and family. I couldn't be more excited to have him represent the G. And if I do get a jersey, which you guys know I'm pretty cheap, right? The last real jersey I bought was Clay Matthews. Still, it doesn't fit me no more. But I'm going to be getting the Tucker Kraft jersey.
Yeah.
Nice.
And again, Jarrell Lee, thank you so much for the super chat, buddy. We appreciate everybody trying to fire some comps off. RE Iron Miner in the house says Laporta, maybe. Sam Laporta. I can see a little bit of that.
Bigger than Laporta, though.
Yep. And then Thomas Shields goes back a little bit further, says Mark Bavaro with speed. Hey, man, if that's the case, Mark Bavaro with speed would be an absolute dog. Again, it's just there's no wasted motion with his game. He's not the fastest guy on the field, Tim. He's not the biggest guy on the field. But it just seems like he's got good body control. He's damn good down there inside the 20, inside the 10 with those tight window catches for tutters, right? As we seen last week and obviously against the Texans last year, albeit it was the all-white game last year too, right? If I remember correctly, we wore the all-white unis. So
extremely soft hands for a big tight end, man. Catches a ball like a receiver and then blocks like a tackle or something. He's just a freak.
Yeah. Yep. Tad Samato says Paul Kaufman. Wait, I'd be okay with that. 2-0 for this says, to me, I don't have a comp. Tucker Kraft is so unique. I agree, man. I agree.
Yep.
But here was him at his locker. It was Ryan Wood tweeted this out last night. Tucker Kraft says tonight was the first time in his life he's caught 100 yards in a game. Let's see what Tucker had to say at the locker. I apologize. We got the volume cranked. And again, everybody go give Ryan Wood a follow. Want to give credit where credit's due here on this video in the locker room. Here we go.
For a day like that, does anything kind of run through when you're making all those catches? And
we got practice on Monday. Yes. No, hopefully I can keep stacking games like that. But it's the first time I've ever gotten over 100 yards, including in college. So, I'm feeling it now. You just get tackled that many more times. But no, I'm excited, but it's over.
I love it, dude. I love it. It's over. I'm excited, but it's over. We got practice on Monday. There's a reason he's got the C on the chest, Jacob. This dude right here, man. You want those guys in Jordan Love's corner, and he's had Jordan Love's back ever since he got here. He just seems like one of those dudes. And you notice he's never tried to steal the limelight. He's never tried to be, Mr. Flamboyant or anything. Seems like he's kind of in the background, always celebrating with his teammates type thing. I just love to see him in this role. And Jacob, the most important aspect of leadership is, most people look at it, how do you lose? When you lose, how do you respond? The most important aspect of leadership is how do you respond when you win, right? Are you looking to get better? You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. He knows what it's like to be a humble guy, like you said, kind of in the background, but always being a team player, always celebrating, always kind of riling other guys up, talking them up. I really like what JTL says. Tuck is all football, hockey. I love this guy. It's a perfect fit. It is a match made in heaven. Him coming from South Dakota, smaller town, going to Green Bay, Wisconsin, where it's just football. There's not, who was it that when Micah came, he's like, there's not much to do. He's like, you can go find something to do, but there's pretty much, if you want to be dedicated to the game, to the sport that you love, that you've dedicated your whole life to, there's no better place to be than Green Bay, Wisconsin. He's such an automatic pillar of the community already. It feels like this guy's going to be a Packer for the long haul. He's going to be a long-time great. I don't want to get over my skis, but I see him having a name on that ring at some point, the Ring of Fame, because he just, to me, seems like he is the epitome of what should be a Green Bay Packer. Told for this too. Later in this interview, he goes on to talk about how they don't know who to stop on offense. We talk about all the time, pick your poison. He says, we're a 5-headed dragon. No 2-headed dragon, no 3-headed dragon. They're a 5-headed dragon. So which head are you going to cut off? It's pretty cool, man.
I like your point about, Tuck coming from, a small area and coming up here and being all ball. It's, really reminds me, it's reminiscent of Jordy Nelson coming from Kansas and coming here and having a long storied career, being a leader on this team, exemplifying what it means to be a Packer, man. It's awesome.
Yeah. Another tweet here came out from The Athletic. And it looks like it might be, is it an Xavier McKinney quote? Maybe, I'm not sure. Let's see. Packers tight end Tucker Kraft caught 6 passes for a career high 124 yards and his second touchdown of the season in the 27-18 win over the Commanders. Quote, I've been screaming his name since last year, man. I believe it was actually McKinney in the article that was talking about.
It could also be a direct quote from any one of us on this pod.
Any fan right now in Packers land, right? So love it, man. Excited to see where Tucker Kraft goes moving forward for sure. Let's talk a little Jordan Love, man. What kind of night he had? Obviously, had a great game. The 33rd team showing a little love, and I just put 2023 Jordan Love has returned. So Jordan Love's season is off to a fantastic start. Tweeted the 33rd team, 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 66% completion rate, 9.1 yards per attempt, a 0.30 EPA per dropback, guys. That's phenomenal. And 120.0 passer rating. And again, 66% completion rate, guys. For those of you who don't know, Aaron Rodgers' career completion percentage rate was 65. It was
65%.
65%. That's what we. So anything, to me, I feel like 63% good. You know what I mean? When you're within a couple of percent. I mean, it's literally over 100 over the course of 100 passes. The difference between 65 and 60 and 63%, right, is just 2 incompletions over 100 passes. You know what I'm saying? So if you can get in that 63% range, you're flirting with the completion percentage of one of the best throwers of the football in the history of the game, Jacob, and Aaron Rodgers. And here you got Jordan so far this season, albeit 2 games, 1% higher than Aaron Rodgers' career rate. It's absolutely awesome.
Yeah, there's a couple stats that I was listening to a podcast this morning. I listened to a few of them, so I don't remember exactly which one it was, but it was Jordan Love without pressure the other night, 15-17, 224 yards, averaging 13 per and 2 touchdowns. I mean, you're going to have to get pressure on Jordan Love, but the thing is even when he was pressured, it didn't seem like he was too rattled. I mean, if you force him outside of the pocket, I argue sometimes that's when he plays his best ball. He just kind of, especially when with the no groin injury, no knee injury, we watched the way he scrambled out. And I tell you what, man, he put the frickin' thunder to I can't remember who it was. It might have been Trey Amos. Is that what you said, Clayton? The rookie cornerback that we had I had a draft crush on him. I think Tim liked him as well.
Yep.
I tell you what, though, I didn't expect Jordan Love to absolutely hit stick that boy in the next week. And I saw some people online trying to bash Love, saying, oh, he did the pull up Mahomes thing where he was flirting with going out of bounds. No, he wasn't, dude. He was fighting for a first down.
Row 6, baby. That happened right in front of me. I promise you he didn't pull up.
He trucked that kid right past the sticks, man. And that's exactly what he needed to do. I didn't see it coming. I like that he put his shoulder down a little bit, but like maybe next time lead with the left a little more, you know?
Yeah. You know, the best part about it was, did you see how quick Jordan got up after that collision? He popped right up and was fired up right away. You'd love to see it.
Yeah. When they hit you with that type of stuff, Jacob, they try to find that dull lining in all the positive news that's coming out with Jordan Love. Just hit him with one of these right here. You know what I mean? Just give him that look.
There was another stat that as of last week, you know, like even the Mahomes, the Allens, all that, like the average depth of target was like 5 yards, 6 yards. Like it was very, very low. Jordan Love is at 14.5 yards with his average throw depth. Like he's willing to sling it, man.
Yeah. What did you think being there in-house, Tim? How did you feel like Jordan played? Because to me, he got in rhythm early. Listen, he missed on a few throws. It's going to happen. Again, that's what's crazy. 66% completion percentage, 120 passer rating, and he missed throws, you know?
Yeah, and when he missed, wasn't like he was missing like massively terribly. You know, he was off by just a little bit. Honestly, that one, we all wanted that one to Golden, right? And he probably missed that throw by a half an inch. You know, it's going to come, guys. You know, they're going to start connecting. I think a lot of this is, you know, Jordan's got some new weapons this year. And, you know, he just lost one of his weapons that he's, you know, familiar with in Jaden Reed. So got to let these guys get more reps and playing live game speed, man. You're going to see that chemistry really, really develop. And I think Jordan's going to have an MVP type year. Of course, I've been saying that since before he took over as a starter. I've been trying to tell people he was the truth. J Money wears number 10 because he only throws dimes. I'm excited, man. This is going to be a hell of a ride with QB1.
Mm-hmm. I love this picture too. Boston Connor from the McAfee show tweeted out, "Geez, Louise, Jordan Love has a family." There's the hit that he laid on Trey Amos. Look at that, dude.
Oh.
That's speaking of silly body, right? There you go. You love to see it. Listen, man. I know there's fans that don't like this stuff. And I talked about this in the post-game show. I get it, man. You want to protect your quarterback. And the reality is, if he had separated a shoulder on this run, I would have been going, you got to get on the ground. You got to get on the ground, right? But when you do this, when you play the game this way, and especially in a close game early at the quarterback position, it makes everybody else in that huddle, those other 10 players and everybody on the sideline go, all right, 10's out there laying his body on the line. I'm damn sure going to do it on my rep for sure, man. What you got there, Jake?
JTL says, turn bro into Gumby.
It was awesome too, man. I put a video out. We'll get hit with the copyright if we play it on here, but I mixed in an old diesel truck along with him running down the sideline, zoomed in on it slow motion, and him just absolutely flatlining that guy. It's awesome. Tad Samato Love is on pace for 34 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Winky face. Love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. So anything else you guys want to hit on Jordan Love, anything within his game? Obviously the deep ball, you're going to connect on those, and it's going to take time with Matthew Golden to get that chemistry down, right? Matthew Golden very well could have been coming out of this game with about 100 yards receiving and 2 touchdowns. And it wasn't his fault. It was Jordan missing him. But again, Jordan didn't miss much outside of that. A lot of those incompletions too, I would love to see the adjusted completion percentage, because he threw a lot of balls away, didn't he, Tim? You remember there's many times, and dude, I was clapping more for those plays.
Me too.
Connections down the field. Like he's got it now. He figured it out. Live to play another down.
Especially in the red zone. We saw that a few times there, where he's getting through his progressions. Pocket was kind of holding up pretty good. Shout out to our O-line. That we had some new faces out there, guys that don't play together a lot. I thought they held up pretty well. But Jordan getting through the reads, and then it's not there. I've got nowhere to run. Throw the ball away, right? Not forcing the throw like we saw maybe at times when he first took over as starter. So you can really see the development that has happened over these last couple of seasons, man. This is going to be a big year for J Money. It is.
Yeah, I don't doubt it one bit, man. All right, let's get into some of these reaction videos, audios, whatever you want to call them. We'll switch gears over to the defensive side of the ball. I do want to give a shout out to a fan real quick. We follow each other over on X, and this was my favorite. I said in the best tweet of the morning goes to, and it was at C Coles. So shout out to him. Everybody go give him a follow. Me in the morning getting ready to watch all these sports channels glaze the Packers. Love some Stephen A. Smith for sure. Let's see what we can start with here. We're gonna get into the defensive side of the ball. Before we do, let's go to Matt LaFleur. If you'll get me a screen grab, a little Tupac LaFleur there, Tim. Appreciate you, buddy. This was Matt LaFleur in the locker room. Listen, guys, there may be some language here. I apologize. Ear muff it. Get the kids out of the room. This is the first time I have watched it myself. I wish we could show it, but it's also a video uploaded on YouTube. And obviously, we want to honor the partner program here. So here we go. This is Matt LaFleur in the locker room immediately following the Packers win over the Commanders.
What a great team win, man. Give it up for McManus coming in and hitting. How about our defense? 8 pressures, 4 sacks. And offensively, having over 400 yards of offense, hell of a day. All right. I got 2 game balls. This first guy, he had 5 PBUs today. This other guy had
That was Keyshawn, by the way. Keyshawn Nixon.
6 for 124 and a tug. Oh, where you at, Tug?
Back on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Love it, man. This team coming together, boys. Coming together real nice. What do you think about what Matt had to say there? And also, there's some fans that didn't like how Matt was all fiery on the sideline. It's amazing how we go from he's soft, right? He's too soft to, man, I don't like the way he's screaming at the players. What can he do?
I heard a guy in the stands next to me say, I'm not really sold on Matt LaFleur yet. And I was like, dude, what are you watching?
What planet are you living on, man?
Unbelievable. Yeah, I love it, man. Right, Jacob? We're old enough to remember the aw shucks Matt LaFleur days, right? We were waiting for a little bit of hot piss out of Matt LaFleur, and I think now as he's kind of settled into his tenure as a head coach, man, that he's found that balance, right? You know, he knows how to be calculative and professional when he needs to be, and sometimes you need to bring that energy, man. You know, that fires up your guys on the sideline too when they see their coach showing that passion and that same intensity that you're bringing every snap on the field. It can help your team. It really can. And personally, I like that. I'd rather have that than "aw shucks, Matt" all day. Yeah. Give me more Tupac LaFleur, please.
I completely agree. Like you said, the early Matt LaFleur, not that, you know, there was anything necessarily wrong with him, but he didn't come off as a leader of men in a violent game that you know, is determined by emotions and physicality and all that kind of stuff. I see him on the sidelines now, and I think that's a guy. That is a dude that I would get in a battle for, specifically on the play when they had a 4th down conversion try and freaking Kingsley Enagbare runs on the field thinking it's going to be a field goal attempt. Matt rid his ass, dude. I mean, he got on him, and to the point where I think it was like Al Michaels or somebody was like, Matt LaFleur, it's good. He's good at chewing out. Like, what, you know, like it was intense, but I think I would bet immediately afterwards when the cameras aren't looking, Matt probably goes over to Kingsley and says, all right, next play, let's go get it together, and kind of gives him a little bit of a, you know, like an attaboy kind of thing. Like, let's put your head down, get back into it. I'm really excited with the way that Matt LaFleur has progressed. I couldn't be more happy with this coaching staff in general. I mean, look, Capley was in his bag last night, dude. They were disguising coverages like crazy. I was listening to another podcaster where he was trying to chart it pre-snap, and he's like, I couldn't. The 2 seconds before the play would snap, they'd completely go from a 2-man to a 3 covered. Like, he's like, I could not chart it because they were so good at disguising the coverages. One quick thing I'll bring up too: the Packers D has produced pressure on 41 of 95 snaps thus far in the career, or in this year. That's 43% pressure rate totality.
All with rushing 4 guys most of the time.
That's insane, bro.
And you get a lot of those are fire zone rushes where you're showing the illusion of bringing 6 or even 7, and you're dropping everybody out and just bringing 4.
That's why Keyshawn has been eaten lately, because I think that favors his play style. He's an aggressive corner, and you got a good pressure rate on that quarterback. It's gonna make a guy like Keyshawn have a game like he did last night for sure.
Definitely. All right, let's go to a little audio clip here from Get Up. This was Peter Schrager, just a 45-second clip. I love kind of keeping the pulse on the national media and what they think about the Packers. So here was Peter Schrager, what he had to say about the Green Bay Packers this morning.
2 weeks ago this morning, we were sitting here talking about Micah Parsons being traded to the Packers. Now the season begins. Peter, big picture thought.
I don't know if a team could have had a better 5-day stretch in an entire NFL season than what we have seen from the Green Bay Packers. What they have done now to the Lions and the Commanders, 2 teams who are, 1, the number 1 offense in the league a year ago, number 1 seed in the NFC, and then 2, a team in the NFC Championship game, and absolutely silence them. It's something to behold. Real quick, Greeny, both those teams averaged close to 30 points per game last year. Total, they've had 31 in their first 2 games, and 2 of the best running teams in the NFL were held under 100 yards total. The Packers defense is for real, and if you're an Eagles fan waking up this morning, this might be the guys that you have to worry about in the NFC.
Oh, if you're an Eagles fan waking up this morning, I love it. You love to hear that. So obviously the defense has been the bright, shiny point so far in this young season. And here's some of the statistics he was talking about just now. I think this was NFL on CBS actually tweeted this out. So last season, the Detroit Lions were first in the NFL with 33.2 points per game. The Commanders were 5th in the NFL with 28.5 points per game. All right. The Packers this season held the Lions to 13 points and the Commanders to 18 points. Keep in mind, each of those games had 1 touchdown each where it was mop-up time. It was literally garbage time. And we just kind of took our foot off the throttle and said, all right, the clock is our opponent. Let's don't show too much more. So you can make an argument, although I'm not going to completely. You can make an argument, though, that obviously, what would that be, 6 points that the Lions actually scored, you know? Yep. And then, of course, 11 points for the Commanders. The other thing, too, that's sticking out here is, have we had a turnover yet, guys? Has there been any turnovers for this offense yet?
No.
So I don't want to be one to say curb the enthusiasm, but I do want to say that's going to come. That's going to happen. It's a part of every NFL season. Now it's going to come down to, can the defense stand tall when those unfortunate turnovers happen? But until then, keep on protecting that football, keep on winning the turnover differential, or at least tying that turnover differential. And this team, sky's the limit, man. But love this. What do y'all think about that in terms of those numbers? Again, man, the Lions 33 points last year. We held them to 13. The Commanders 28 points last year. We held them to 18.
This is what I love about it this time of year. This is that little overlap, right? Season's just getting underway. We're still in the first quarter of a new season. So we're bridging the gap where we're going to hear all about last year. Last year they were this. Last year they were that. Well, it doesn't matter this year, does it? And you can see, not for long. It's the NFL. And, in the words of the great Ryan Poles, we're taking the North and we're not giving it back, baby. This is our year. And, you can't live off a reputation in this league. You got to live off of execution. And, we're 2 games in and we've been executing. And, Clayton, you're totally right, man. There's going to be turnovers. There's going to be mistakes. There's going to be that wide open receiver that you miss by an inch or so on the throw. It's part of football, right? It's how you play through that and, how you finish games out. And, the only stat that matters is the win and loss record, and right now we're 2-0. And what are these other teams right now? They 1-1. Washington's 1-1. Detroit's 0-1. Yeah. So hey, I'm with it, man. This year's going to be a hell of a ride. So strap your seatbelts on.
Man, I heard at the end of the game, Jacob, I heard Rashawn Gary doing a post game interview on the field, and he said we're not focused on anything but winning the next game, going 1-0 every week. Man, that's the mindset.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. 2-0 for this makes a great point. He says we have 10 days to get more healthy and for Parsons to get more involved and up to speed before we go up against an aged pocket passer quarterback with a poor offensive line. I absolutely love Joe Flacco. I have my whole life. My friends make fun of me for it. Dude, you may want to call in sick that day, bro. Let Shador go out there. Let Dylan Gabriel get out there. For the love of God, I don't want to watch one of my heroes just get crumbled and crippled, my friend. Just please don't do it. I got to head out, guys, but I'll leave you with 2 more stats. Micah Parsons, I'm hearing, has a 20% pressure rate. That's insane. Just absolutely insanity. And like they highlighted quickly in that video and how Ryan highlighted this morning, 2 weeks in, the Packers, if you combine both the rushing yards from both teams, both games, are still under 100 yards allowed, which is unbelievable to me. Going against, again, 2 of the best rushing teams in the last few years is quite an accomplishment. I think we're just cracking the surface of how great this defense can be. Go Pack, go. Victory Friday. You guys have a good one.
Yeah. See you, Jacob. Have a good day, buddy.
See you guys.
See ya.
All right. So to kind of piggyback off what he was just saying there, PFF put a tweet out, Tim, Micah Parsons in his first 2 games as a Packer, 90.2 pass rush grade, 10 pressures, 1.5 sacks, 25% pass rush win rate. Dude's an absolute animal, man. He is a dog. What's crazy is Gary has 2.5 sacks, and 2 of those sacks came with Micah Parsons on the sideline. Gary is having he's finishing, as some fans like to say, right? Because Gary could never finish. He's finishing better than Micah right now. But these 2 guys, I think all year long, what you're going to see, Tim, is offenses try to bend the protection to Micah, bend the protection to Gary.
Yep.
All year long. I think you're going to see these guys kind of passing each other up in statistics. It's exciting, man.
It really is. And I haven't gotten a chance to go back and watch the game. You always see it differently when you're in the stands versus, all 22 are on TV. But I remember a handful of plays that's exactly what Washington was trying to do, is they were trying to double Micah, and then they were trying to chip Rashawn and kind of create a double on the other side. And both Micah and Rashawn were just eating that double team alive. And there was nothing you can do. I mean, especially with Micah Parsons, we see a lot of that where, he's getting held, he's getting doubled, and he's driving that lineman back into the quarterback. I mean, it's amazing. Like, if you can't stop them with a double team, what is your answer? And
right.
This is definitely like we said, this is the piece that's probably going to tilt this defense over the top, take it to the next level, because you see what it does in the opportunities it creates for other players in this Hafley scheme. And then, like Jacob's point, we're one of the best defenses right now at showing you something pre-snap, and the minute you snap the ball, we're in something else, and you don't know what to do.
Definitely, man. And you can't move the pocket in a certain direction because you don't know where Micah's going to line up. You don't know when LVN's going to play Joker. All that stuff, you got to come to the line, see how the defense is going to declare, and then you set your protection. So if you come out with like a sprint left option, and then you go out there and Micah is in a wide 9 on that side, you're going to be going can. So it really does throw your whole offense off schedule for sure. If you guys would do us a quick favor, hit that like button. It helps more than you know. It's free. It's quick. Just smash that thing for us there below the video here. That helps with the algorithm and lets other people know about the stream, and we would greatly appreciate that. Tim, we got another video here. This one we shouldn't have to cover up, I don't think. This is from Brian Baldinger over on X. So Baldy's breakdowns, love when he breaks down the tape. Since we're talking Micah Parsons, here's what Brian Baldinger, former NFL offensive lineman, one of the best tape guys on the planet, had to say about Micah Parsons' performance. He said Washington had no answers for the Micah Parsons. For Micah Parsons, the Micah Parsons problem is what he's calling it. For the second time in 4 days, the Packers defense was dominant. All right, here we go. Here's Baldy breaking down a little tape here from our boy Micah Parsons and the defense in general.
For the second week in a row, the Packers defense was dominant. But in the spotlight and the best player on the defense, Micah Parsons. Like, he beats the left guard here. Biotis tries to hold him out. He spins and says hello to Jaden Daniels. I'm going to be here all night opening in the game. They line him up everywhere. There he comes on a little twist stunt. And now the right guard's got his hands in his face. They throw the flag on it as he hits Jaden Daniels right here.
How many times are we going to see hands to the face on
all year long? All year long. Can't beat them, hold them, baby.
That's it.
Here, and the flag comes out. He drew 3 penalties in the game. Here he is over the right tackle, the rookie. It really wasn't a fair fight. Like, he beats him cleanly inside right here. All right. It was one win.
Beat him inside, got hooked, still ran through the face of the running back as well.
After another, all night long. Even when he drew 3 guys, like he does right here, he makes them look bad, beating the right guard, right tackle, and the running back right here, forcing Jaden Daniels to move, getting him off his spot. You watch him right here against Tunsil. Here he's coming. Now watch this change of direction right here. He's gotten Jaden Daniels backing up, moving all over that Packer logo right there. Like, it was just relentless pass rush effort. Like, here he draws his 3rd penalty of the night, the hold right there on the right tackle, and he still gets home. And him and Edgerrin Cooper get the sack. Like, you watch him right here. It's just the silly season, the stuff that they would do to him right here. I mean, it's truly like, I don't know what that is. But that could have been a 4th penalty easily. Like, he's just shot out of a cannon.
Look at that.
Here he comes. Now Jaden Daniels, who is elite as anybody on the move, like, really has no chance.
Whew, great open field tackle, Javon Bullard.
Bullard coming in there like a meat missile, right? Oh, love to see it.
He had a hell of a game last night.
By the late in the 4th quarter, they figured out the only way to slow him down is to hit him with 3. The back chips him. The left guard hits him, and he got him down. But even on the final play of the game, one more love tap to Jaden Daniels, just for good time's sake, before he went and talked to the guys at Amazon right here. One more love tap. What a performance. Best player on the field. What a defense this team has.
Oh, love it. Love to hear it, Tim. Love to hear it. Nick McSwain says Parsons could have had like 10 penalties. LOL.
This reminds me of you were a basketball fan back in the 90s, right? You know, before the NBA became the dumpster fire that it is now. And I remember hearing officials talk about how difficult it was to officiate games that Shaq was playing in, because he was just such a physical force that it was hard to tell when it was a foul or not a foul, because he's always just dominating. And I think we're seeing that with Micah. I'm glad they threw the flag on the 3 or 4 times that they did. There probably could have been more. I mean, you saw hands to the face, you saw a hold on almost every play, and he's still beating them. You know, it's just incredible. I mean, you can cheat against Micah and it's still not helping you. Yeah,
for sure. All right, let's go to another clip here, Tim. This was on NFL Network's Good Morning Football, I believe. And this is an audio from Manti Te'o. If you guys don't know who that is, obviously he played for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, made it to a national championship. He was a Heisman finalist, if I remember correctly, as well. Great college linebacker. And the thing, I remember when the Irish recruited Te'o out of high school, he was the top linebacker, might have been the top player in the country. He's definitely the top linebacker in the country. And the big thing on him coming out of high school, football IQ. This dude had FBI through the wazoo, and that was the big thing. I want to say he came close to setting a school or maybe even a college interception record for interceptions amongst the linebacker position. But here's what Teo has to say about this defense here on Good Morning, like I said, Good Morning Football.
Boy, those Green Bay Packers look good. Like, they look really good, and they look fast. I think defensively, what categorizes fast to me defensively is when you watched a offensive player for the Commanders catch the ball, the pursuit was on that receiver within 2 steps. Like, there was a speed at which the Green Bay Packers defense played at that I haven't seen in a while. And to see that front dictate the slide protections, like all night long, that chess match, and BG, you understand that wherever Micah Parsons was, you knew that they were going to slide stuff there. Then they took advantage of putting him on the rookie at times, and he was just giving the rookie a long night. All night long. But when I saw the attack that the defense had, being able to have zone eyes if you're in coverage to make sure that if Jaden ever decided on running the ball, that they were on him. It was tough sledding for the Commanders last night. I felt that every single yard, every single catch, every single rush, they had to earn every single yard against that Packers defense. It was a great sight for me as a defender to watch defensive dominance like that. Hats off to the Green Bay Packers offensively, dynamic, powerful, explosive. I think they had the 3rd highest yards per play this year so far. If they continue that, to Micah's point, BG, I think they're definitely a team in the NFC and the NFL overall that everybody got to watch.
There you go. So there was Manti Te'o breaking it down again, man. Listen, here's the other thing. Teams are going to catch on, right? Here's what's beautiful. Tim, you remember about halfway through training camp, Hafley said, our first install is complete, and we've already got the adjustment ready the guys are going to start learning the adjustment now. What that means is you come out of the gate, here's how we think we want to attack NFL offenses. And if they adjust, we've already got our counter punch, right? If they cover up and they counter us, we're going to counter with this.
Yep.
Hafley's 2 steps ahead in the process, man. Exactly.
If and then, right? Never get too predictable. Get guys comfortable with what you're trying to do out there and then comfortable changing. I think Manti Te'o had a great point there about how we contain Jaden Daniels' rushing ability. We talked about that going into this game. Do we spy? What do we do to make sure that Jaden Daniels doesn't, kill us with his feet all day? And Manti Te'o had a great point. It's almost like the entire team spied him. No matter what we were looking, we had zone looks on the back end. Every time you saw him wiggle out of that pocket, we had linebackers, we had corners, we had safeties buzzing down in the box, and there was nowhere for him to run. Complete team effort, complete team win. Like Keyshawn said in his post-game interview, we're playing together. We're playing as one. And this is something that, you talked about right around halfway point of training camp. We started to notice that already, that this team was coming together, guys picking each other up. Nobody's a me person on this team. And that's a formula for success. And we're 2-0 right now after 2 games, halfway to my prediction of 4-0 into the bye week, which I've been saying since the schedule came out. I'm sticking to my 14-3 prediction for the record this year, and Lombardi's coming home. Damn it. Let's go.
It looks good. Hey, your prediction's looking really good. That was the toughest part. Now, again, teams are going to adjust. And every year, Tim, you know how it is. A bad team last year ends up being a good team this year and vice versa, right? So, but yeah, that 14-win prediction is looking really good. You mentioned Keyshawn Nixon. Ryan Fowler over on X, @_Ryan Fowler_ tweeted this out. Keyshawn Nixon and Carrington Valentine tonight combined 10 targets against, only 2 catches, 16 passing yards allowed. Can we put some spec? Now, listen, Keyshawn had a great game. Keyshawn had a great game
on this whole cornerback room. I'm so tired of hearing that this is the weak spot of this defense. Stop it.
I mean, people were freaking out over, especially once you decided to move on from Jair. All those people, boy, they got quiet quick, right? Yep. But Carrington Valentine, guys, this should not surprise anybody. We highlighted it all offseason on the show. He led the team in passer rating when targeted amongst cornerbacks. He had the tie. He tied Jair for the most interceptions of the cornerback room as well with 2. Both of his came in the red zone. He had the best passer rating when targeted, like I mentioned, and he gave up 0 touchdowns last year. It doesn't mean he's not going to give up any touchdowns this year. It simply means he went from his rookie campaign where he was cheeks to all of a sudden, this dude is a solid number 2 corner. Tim, he's starting to play. Carrington's starting to play like a number 1 corner. And Keyshawn, as everybody scoffed at him saying, I'm CB1 in the offseason, he's looking like CB1 right now, man.
And I love it. And then we got a little look at Nate Hobbs yesterday too, which was good to see him on the field. This cornerback room's coming together. I mean, we could very well be having that conversation in the next couple of weeks that those are your top 2 corners. It's CV and Keyshawn right now. Obviously, we hope Bo gets back on the field at some point. And of course, having Nate Hobbs out there gives us a little bit more of a dog factor because that guy's an absolute monster too when he's full strength. But I think this was a statement for our corners last night. I mean, we saw a couple completions that happened at times, but they were always contested. They were always close. But man, Keyshawn, you can tell the ball king is not just for the defensive line, man. That is a system that we are preaching throughout the defense, man. Those guys were playing the ball constantly. And I mean, we talk about the PBUs, but I mean, we had literal completions that ball was punched out before the receiver could even secure it. It was incredible the way these guys rallied to the ball.
Yeah, Dennis Shook in the chat. I just love this show and you boys so much. I appreciate you, Dennis. Thank you for being a big fan of the show, man, and jumping in here for sure. Man, it was awesome that Tim. I agree with you. Tim got to attend that game. It was just absolutely
incredible.
2-0 for this says, keep in mind, too, that Hobbs was only in his first game back and didn't play in the preseason, right? Yeah, there was many people like, oh, Goody screwed up this signing. Goody screwed up the Aaron Banks signing. Guys, we're 2 games in. Saying the same thing about the positive aspects. That's why I'm reiterating there's going to be adjustments. There's going to be peaks and valleys throughout this season. I feel really confident in our coaching staff and the players that are now, 1 or 2 years older in this system, that they're going to be able to adjust on the fly for sure. But I completely agree with you, 2-0 for this. Hobbs is only going to get better as the year goes along. And
absolutely.
Here was Baldy's quick little breakdown. Again, Brian Baldinger over on X at Baldy NFL. Here's his Keyshawn Nixon breakdown, just about a minute long.
Number 25 for the Pack is Keyshawn Nixon. The Commanders tested him last night. They tried to run this deep out on him right here. He's right there for all the action. He was there all night.
That late breakup right there, Tim, was awesome. Like
that's what I was talking about, right? That's basically a completion that he just took away from them.
Yep, exactly. And there's some people go, oh, he got cooked on the route. Yeah, but also look at the way he played the ball. Every cornerback, every player in the league have strengths and weaknesses. We talk about it all the time. Quay can cover deep seam as good as anybody, not as good underneath, right? Everybody's got strength and weaknesses. Rashawn Gary isn't the best pass rusher in the league, but he's arguably the best run defender at the edge position in the entire league. So
I love how a guy can get cooked on the route, recover, close out to the ball, and break up the pass, and you want to focus. Oh, well, he got cooked on the route.
Bro,
you're only cooked if you allow the completion.
The best one I seen, Tim, and not to focus too much on the negative here, but it drove me crazy, was when Jordan Love hit Tucker Kraft for the 50-something yard gain.
Yeah.
Jordan underthrew that ball. Like, boys, what are we just got a 50-yard pass, and you're complaining that he threw it a half a yard behind him, and you're not taking into consideration at all the full sprint post safety running straight toward Tucker Kraft. So you'd rather underthrow him and let him pick up the yak rather than lead him 5 yards down the field and get him blown up. It's just, amazing. Anyway, here we go. Back to Keyshawn.
Like, no, not on my side. They went short at him. So all he did was just put his foot in the ground, come and make a break on the ball, one after another. This is 2 weeks in a row now. He did the same thing to the Detroit Lions. They tried to double move him out here with Noah Brown. It didn't work. Little stutter and go. He didn't go for it right where he needs to be. Inside out, squeezing him to the sideline, defended the pass perfectly. Keyshawn Nixon has been in lockdown mode the first 2 weeks of the season. They put the rookie on him right here. It didn't make any difference. Like, he did the exact same thing. He wins with his eyes and his feet. His hands, all they do is defend the ball. Like you watch on this dig route right here. Upfield shoulder, makes the break right here, runs the route as well as the receiver. Makes that break on the ball.
Beautiful. Beautiful, man. So, again, Keyshawn seems to be taking a huge step here this year. I'm excited about it. Let's see here. Just to wrap up the show, Bungie Cheddar Bug says, first of all, if you guys would hit that like button for us, we'd greatly appreciate it. Sub if you're new here, click that bell icon so you're notified when we go live. Bungie Cheddar Bug says, anybody hear the post game thank you Jerry chants? It's funny too because some people were reporting that they morphed from thank you Jerry into F you Jerry. I don't know if I heard that one or not, but it sounded like the crowd was pretty rowdy. Did you hang around or did you leave as soon as the game was over, Tim?
Well, we were in lot 1, so we returned to the post game tailgate festivities. We'll just say it that way. So no, I didn't get to hang around and watch. It would have been cool, but I did hear some of that over some of the clips on the broadcast that there were some chants for sure.
Gotcha. Chase Green in the chat. I had marked this earlier. He said, Clayton, can we do anything to stop the offense from chipping running backs and tight ends? So if you're talking about defensively, right, us on defense and them using running backs and tight ends to chip, I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. You don't want to do anything about that, Chase, because anytime they have to allocate 2 players to 1, you got a +1 hat count. And as long as your coaches are preparing for that, and we know Jeff Hafley is as prepared as any defensive coach in the league, you want that. You welcome that, right? Especially with 3, because now if you've got 3 bodies allocated to 1 player, you now got a +2 hat count somewhere within the scheme. It's just like on offense, many people don't understand the split flow running play, right? Where literally you'll bring a tight end from across the line. This is post-snap, not pre-snap motion. Post-snap, the tight end will shoot straight across the line and hit the backside guy. And people see that and they go, this was a B gap run right. Why are we even worried about him? Like, he's not going to make the play. The reason is focus on the left tackle. The left tackle is completely ignoring that defensive end because he knows the sift block from the tight end coming across is going to get him, and it allows you to still a gap on the play side, i.e. +1 hat count is what it gives you essentially. So that's why those things are important. And I personally, I love it. Like, here's the other thing that drives me crazy. Last year, people were saying that, when we would make the point, well, Rashawn Gary's getting double teamed. Well, everybody gets double teamed. Everybody gets double teamed, right? And then there were some people who will remain nameless on ESPN Milwaukee that seemed to think that Gary never got double teamed, right? Well, now all of a sudden Gary's off to a fast start. And what do they say? Well, that's because Micah Parsons is drawing all the attention from him. Hold up a minute. Wait a minute now. I thought you said that Gary wasn't getting double teamed last year. Which is it there, Hoss? Like, you can't have it both ways, right? It's the same thing on offense as it is defense. It's all about defending space and attacking space. And what determines whether you're successful there is the hat count. Whether it's an inside zone run, a duo look, a power run, whether it's an RPO look or the passing game, no matter what the concept is, all that stuff comes into play. It's like when we talk about zone match and we're talking about triangle versus box and what all those principles mean, everything is geared around staying +1 in the hat count. If there's 2 receivers attacking one side of the field, you play triangle. Why do you play triangle? You got 3 defenders +1 hat count. If they bring a trips or a tray set with three targets on one side of the field, you play box. Why? There's 4 defenders in box +1 hat count. It's a simple game. It's a real simple game. And when coaches like Matt LaFleur and others that, within the McVay system, they choose, if they're not choosing strict spacing concepts, what they choose is the pre-snap motion to give you leverage to take advantage and beat those +1 hat counts. Essentially what it comes down to. So, you got anything to add to what he asked there? Because again, I don't know how you feel, Tim. You may disagree, but I love it when they allocate more resources to a player because that means someone else is going to win their matchup.
Absolutely. Especially like you said, with the way Hafley schemes things up, I mean, we almost use that deception. We almost trick that O-line into thinking that they're ahead in the hat count pre-snap. That ball gets snapped and all of a sudden everything you looked at, 100th of a second prior is totally different now. And you have to account for it. But I'm with you, man. If you're allocating this much personnel to contain the rush, yeah, it's going to be really tough for your receivers and your other weapons to win their matchups. And I think that's why we saw guys like Keyshawn and CV last night just having a hell of a game, man, because the boys up front took care of business.
Absolutely. Aaron Knapp in the chat. Good to see you, Aaron. 2 years ago, we were talking about this team and it was being put together. It's so fun to see the fruit of what they've been building. I think it's very well said. And again, and listen, there was times that I was impatient. I'm sure there was times Tim was impatient. And Jake, everybody on the show, all the fans, anybody that that are Packer fans, you get impatient. But this was the window they were trying to create, and it's here now, right? You've got a 3-year window to try to win a Super Bowl or multiple Super Bowls. So, yeah, I think that's very well said, Aaron, and good to see you in here. Hopefully you're doing well. CJN says a big win last night, and now we got Friday Night Lights high school football. Let's go. That's bittersweet for me, Tim. This is the night I usually hang out and watch Friday Night Lights, or I'll go down and try to catch a Boone game or a Science Hill game here locally. But tonight I'm going to be at the racetrack. It's going to be fun, but we're going to be out at Bristol tonight. Mandy's going to – oh, my gosh, dude.
You'll be out at Bristol this afternoon. What are you talking about?
Bro, I spilled the beans. I said, yeah, practice starts at 2 o'clock. She went, what's practice? And I'm like, they're gonna practice and then qualify at 3, and then the race will start at 7. Can we go to that? And we got pit passes. So we're gonna be literally we got a lounge on top of a building right in the infield. So we're gonna be in the middle of the racetrack.
Nice.
She's like, oh yeah, we're going out there at 2 o'clock. So as soon as I get this video edited and uploaded, Clayton gonna be out there. It's gonna be a long day, Tim.
Get ready to go.
You better be. It's gonna be peanuts and beer in the diet tonight, man. You know what I mean? That's what it's gonna be all night long. So, but
Cheese curd.
we already know what it means. CJ, you enjoy those Friday Night Lights, man, for sure. And if, for those of you who don't know, man, they've been doing a good job on ESPN Madison, I think it is, on YouTube, showing high school football. We got in here one night and watched one together, didn't we, Tim?
Yeah, absolutely.
So, all right, last one here. Dennis Shook with the super chat. Thank you so much, Dennis. Appreciate you, buddy. Says Clayton, I knowing you're not a big Goot guy, but I think this is the best roster that we've had since peak Ted. Love the PTA posse. If you're saying I'm not a big Goot guy, that's not true, Dennis. Now listen, I'm not a Goot licker, right? What I try to be on this show is I try to lean towards the positive at all times, because nobody wants to tune into the show to hear people bash their favorite team. If you're one of those people, not Dennis or Tim or anybody else, just speaking in general, if there's a fan out there that tunes in to be miserable listening to your team, I don't want to be a fellow fan with you. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to be happy. I'm trying to be excited about the season. But I will point out, if Goot does something that I disagree with, I'm going to say it. And I'll immediately tell you with the emphasis that, hey, listen, Goot's forgot more about roster building than I'll ever know. I don't want to come across like I'm an expert, but I also want to give my opinion when I disagree with stuff. Like the Jair thing, for example, to bring him back for $6 million this year with only $4 million guaranteed, I would have done that. I think that the upside far outweighs the downside. However, we're looking up now. Jair's battling injuries. He's struggling. He looked like cheeks the other night.
That was
right?
so hard to see him.
Yeah, it was
twice
man.
Like that on national TV.
And look at our cornerbacks we just highlighted. I was wrong. Goot was right. It's that simple, you know? So, yeah, I'm definitely not a Goot hater. I apologize if it come across like that. But I just like to try to point out the stuff that, you know, studying football, hey, man, I don't understand where he's coming from with this, right? But one thing that continues to stick out, Tim, we'll wrap up with this. These positions of importance, you know, tier 1 edge, 3 tech, and then on offense, tackle, and quarterback, he is spending money there, and he's spending draft choices there. We seem to have a pretty good beat on that. Same thing with that inside linebacker. Edgerrin Cooper has made a huge difference in this team. Yep. And then, of course, going out and getting Xavier McKinney to play post safety. Hell, Evan Williams still looking good too. So that seems to line up with how you want to build out a roster for sure. So
yep, absolutely. I remember how excited we were when he flipped that safety room in one fell swoop, man. Just cleaned house and got us set up to where we are today, man. It's incredible. Yeah, thank you for that super chat, Dennis. Appreciate you. Yeah, and that's another moment. You guys can go back and watch all of our live streams. That's why I try to do everything live. Is so it's raw, it's uncut. It's just, hey, here's us reacting in real time. It's difficult because if you get people that stumble over their words, it's really, really bad content when you don't edit it. But I think we do a pretty good job of just kind of hanging out, drinking a cold beer, talking ball. You know what I mean? We're not trying to sound like media members. We're not trying to sound like experts. We're not none of that. We're fans just like you, and you're talking ball. But yeah, when that happened, though, you can go back and look at the first day of free agency. We were screaming, our top guy on the board, Xavier McKinney. Go get Xavier McKinney. And I was as surprised as anyone. I did not think he was going to do it, but thank God Goody did, because it flipped this defense in a hurry, man. So for sure. All right, that's it. Mike Berry with the advice for me tonight: hydration, Clay. We will hydrate.
Mike Berry, I promise you. And we will have Uber on speed dial if needed. So hopefully it won't happen though. My pickup truck might end up on the side of the road somewhere abandoned tonight. We'll just Uber home. We'll see how it goes. But now we'll keep it clean. And I'm excited to watch Connor Zilic. And obviously he's not going to be with Dell Junior Motorsports much longer. He just got a Cup car. So he's going to be racing in the Cup Series next year. He may still stick with Dell Junior for next year when it switches over to the O'Reilly Cup Series. But I'm excited, Tim. That's another trip we're going to make this off season, probably around December. Maybe I might stretch it into February. I'm going to go up and tour Dell Junior Motorsports' garage and everything in Mooresville, North Carolina. That's going to be
nice,
just to kind of get a behind the scenes look at that. I just love the business of sports. No matter if it's NASCAR or football or baseball or whatever. I just love the inner workings of that stuff. That's why I'm a nerd for the numbers and trying to break down and reverse engineer, everything that's done at the sports level. So I think I am going to try to make it to the Bears game this year, Tim. We're trying to button that up. So that's looking pretty good right now. I don't want to guarantee it yet. So any fans that plan on going to the Bears game, that's my plans. I'll know for sure in about another month, but we were looking at some packages and stuff and all that. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Sunday, December 7th, a nooner at Lambeau. I like that.
There's nothing better, right? So, and if we can make it work, Tim, I'll see about how we can get you guys some box tickets and us sit in there in the dry and the warm together up there with the upper crust up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eating the good cheese curds.
The cheese curds that come with little toothpicks that you can dab at them.
Yeah. We were up there the last time we were at Lambeau, and I'm telling you, I've told this story before, but it's just like the Office episode where Michael's in Times Square and he keeps missing all the famous people.
Yeah.
Like, I literally was like, man, we went and got some concession. I'm gonna run here, use the restroom real quick, be right back. I was in there 2 minutes, came out. She was like, you just missed Mark Murphy. I'm like, are you serious? She's like, yeah, he was out here hanging out with everybody, just talking. I was like, what the hell? Then we did the private stadium tour. And one of the tour guides said, hey, you want to see Aaron Rodgers' golf cart? Hell yeah. Took me around the corner. He got pictures with the golf cart and everything. Came back, man. He was like, you just missed Matt LaFleur. He went in the press room. I'm like, well, it's unbelievable. Worse. Yeah, there it is. 2-0 for this guy. Nope, it's not Tina Fey.
Yeah, right.
As Conan O'Brien walks behind him, right?
That was hilarious.
Absolutely.
Hey, you're due though, Clayton. That means next time you're gonna meet everybody for sure.
Yeah. Let's hope so. Yeah. And Ed Madden, I see your comment there earlier, buddy. I'm not going to put it on the screen. I don't want to come across self-promoting. I really appreciate you saying that, man. I do. Got a lot to learn, but really, really appreciate the kind words there. Tim, thank you for your time, buddy. I know you're wore out from the game. And we'll plan on talking ball with you tomorrow. We'll probably do a morning show tomorrow if you're up for it.
Oh, I'll be up for it, man. Did we put Rock Howard up?
Yeah,
did we get him up there?
He seemed to disappear, man. It's funny. Like genie in the bottle, dude. Just poof, So he's 0 for 2, actually 0 for 3. He had another prediction. I just ran out of screenshot room here on StreamYard. So, but yeah, if you guys see Rock Howard, Crack Rock Howard, as we call him here in the chat, give him a shout out. All right. So I'm gonna need that sound. I'll play it for myself here. There you go.
You got hold to the wrong stuff.
We're looking for you, Rock Howard. Hey guys, everybody have a great day. Appreciate you. Be safe tonight. If you drink, don't drive. Do the watermelon crawl. Take
Bye, guys.